as well.
Concluded. Give the call to the member for Dunkley.
Thank you, Speaker. My question is to the Treasurer. How is the budget carefully calibrated to address cost of living pressures in the economy?
Give the call to the Treasurer.
Thanks, Mr Speaker. Thanks to the wonderful member for Dunkley for her question. As we've acknowledged today and on many other occasions, we do understand on this side of the House that Australians are under the pump as a result of high inflation and interest rates which started rising before the election. And that's why our economic plan and the budget we delivered this month was carefully calibrated and designed to take pressure off the cost of living rather than adding to it. And the Reserve Bank Governor, as I said before, acknowledged that this morning, telling Senate estimates, and I quote, "I don't think that the budget is adding to inflation, it's actually reducing inflation." Those are the words of the RBA Governor. He also backed the spending restraint that we showed in the budget as well. And he said, and again I'm quoting, "In the most recent budget, I was pleased that the government saved most of the upgrade in revenue, and the electricity price package is helping with inflation as well." And that's important, because if it knocks over 3/4 of a percentage point off inflation over the next financial year, that helps lower the headline inflation rate and helps contain inflation expectations, which we were talking about before, so that is helpful. And he went on to say, Mr Speaker, the budget, largely through the electricity price package, is taking pressure off inflation. The Reserve Bank Governor said that the budget hadn't changed the outlook for interest rates, telling estimates, "We incorporated the broad parameters of the budget into our forecasts. We've got good liaison through the Treasury Secretary and the Treasurer. We understood the parameters of the budget, so it hasn't affected our outlook for the economy or for interest rates, Mr Speaker." Now, as I said before, this puts to an end for all time the ridiculous argument being put by those opposite about the budget's impact on inflation and interest rates. And they're very angry today, Mr Speaker. They're very angry because they've been sprung. They voted for higher electricity prices, and now they want to vote for higher medicine prices as well, Mr Speaker, and that will put upward pressure on cost of living rather than downward pressure.
Have you concluded your answer? The Manager of Opposition on a point of order.
Well, Mr Speaker, again on relevance, the Treasurer has just done it again. It was a commendably tight question. He has wandered into matters that are outside the terms of the question, and he should be directed back to it.
The question was about the budget being calibrated to address cost of living pressures. I'll ask the Treasurer to return to his answer and make it relevant to that question.
Thanks very much, Mr Speaker. The Reserve Bank Governor's testimony today torpedoed the ridiculous argument that the budget is putting upward pressure on inflation or interest rates when it isn't. In fact, as the Reserve Bank Governor said today, it's having the opposite effect. It's taking pressure off inflation, taking pressure off the cost of living. And in this parliament, people on both sides of the parliament had the opportunity. You could vote for taking some of the edge off electricity prices or voting for making them worse, taking some of the edge off medicine prices or making it worse. We know whose side we're on, Mr Speaker. We're in favour of taking the cost of living pressures off Australian families. That's why the budget was responsible and carefully calibrated and methodically delivered to take pressure off the cost of living in our economy rather than add to these inflationary pressures. And the Reserve Bank Governor has said in his opinion it's doing the job it's supposed to do.